All right, so Richard Roeper's here, as you can see.
Hi.
We have a long weekend in front of us, which means some people may choose to go check out a flick and see a movie. So we had to get Richard Roeper's take on the new releases that are out this week, and one that I think a lot of people are excited about. Anybody who likes Star Wars, The Mandalorian, and Grogu, otherwise known as Baby Yoda.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It's now a feature film. It was a TV show, and Pedro Pascal, who we finally get to see, Jeremy Allen White, and Sigourney Weaver are in it.
Great cast there, Marion. It's not really worth it, though. I have to say that. You mentioned that the television series, the Disney Plus TV series, and this is really just an extended television episode on the big screen. So if you're a huge, huge Star Wars nerd and you get all the references and you know who everybody is, you might want to see it in the theater. But to me, it's the kind of thing you can wait for it to come out on digital in a few months. It's a by-the-book adventure. Pedro Pascal is wonderful. You get to see him only briefly, I have to say.
Really?
He does take a spoiler alert. And Jeremy Allen White actually voices the son of Jabba the Hutt, which is kind of interesting. But again, we have all these great actors that are kind of lost behind the character, so we don't get to see them. It's very well made, very well paced. It'll satisfy the hardcore fans, but I can't say, oh, rush out to the theaters to see it. It doesn't have that event feel of the big Star Wars movies from when we were first seeing the film. Back in the day.
It was spectacular back then. Mind-blowing. All right, now Jack Ryan, Ghost War is the next film. Now, so John Krasinski, apparently he co-wrote this one. This was not his original. He was in the TV franchise, but he wasn't writing it, was he?
I don't know if he was doing a lot of writing on it. He's definitely an executive producer. And this is another example, Marion, where I have to say, and this one's going straight to Prime Video, but I don't really think it's worth your time because it's just another TV episode made into a feature-length film. And again, it's really well made. You know, Jack Ryan is a character. Harrison Ford has played him, Alec Baldwin, Ben Affleck, Chris Pine. I like John Krasinski, but I don't think he has that gravitas to play this tough Marine turned CIA analyst. I still see a little bit of Jim from The Office, kind of. You know what I mean?
That's hard to get him out of your head.
I don't think the casting was ever right for this. So for me, it's like, and it also feels like every one of these military action thrillers, you can tell what's coming a mile away. You know there's going to be secret twists, and they always have these giant shootouts in broad daylight in London,
and nobody gets hurt.
And the next day, everyone's just back at work. So you know, to me, it's again, it's slick. It's fine for a passable piece of entertainment, but it's not something I can recommend.
Oh, wow. All right.
I know.
All right, here, The Crash. Now, when I read the description, a true crime documentary that investigates a 2022 death of two teenagers where a 17-year-old crashes at 100 miles an hour and kills her passengers.
And Marion, this is worth seeing, but as you mentioned, it's it's sometimes tough to watch. And this case made international headlines.
I could see why.
This kind of idyllic upbringing in a nice small town in Ohio, and this girl, 17-year-old Mackenzie Shirilla, and her boyfriend and best friend, they all seem to be having this wonderful life, but there were signs that she had a lot of problems and that the relationship she was involved in had become toxic. So the question then was it an accident or was it a deliberate act of murder and attempted suicide? She survived the crash, the two young men.
She survived it?
She did, and then she eventually, she actually did go on trial, and she has been convicted. She's appealing it. I think people can draw their own conclusions, but it speaks a lot to the culture today, too, where there's so much emphasis on social media and getting likes and TikTok and bullying, where the personal interaction, sometimes teenagers, they're very, very wise and worldly, and then sometimes they don't seem to know anything because they're in that bubble, and this gets into that as well. It's really well done.
5 seconds. We still have stuff out. What would we see?
Chief Detectives. Great for the family, for the whole family.
All right. Thanks, Richard.
Thanks, Marion.
Don't miss Roper's Take every Thursday at 11 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. right here on NBC5. It's always fun.
Yeah, and the true crime stuff that he talked about, a lot of people love shows and love to dig into what happened there. So very interesting. Thanks to Richard.